So we're on step number 9, strategize at speed, and you're in my kitchen because I'm running at speed today. So this is a very dynamic process. I studied strategic management at Ashridge Management College. It was so good. I went back into advanced strategic management. But actually it's not a static document. A lot of people, I'd say, what's the strategy for the business? They go to this dusty filing cabinet, pull out this huge tome and say, that's my 5-year plan. That should never happen. There's no such thing as anything that sits in a drawer that is a strategy. But this is a very important phase of your business growth. This is your vision. This is about where you see the future. If you want to convince investors to come on board with you, you have to be telling them where you're going in the future. It involves a lot of critical thinking on your part. For one thing, are you in this startup just to earn a living for yourself? Do you want to grow it into something that's significant? Do you want it to be on the island of Ireland? Do you want it to have export potential? If you start off as a retail idea on the high street, is your plan to build other retail shops? So you start in one village or one town. Are you going to build more and more across Ireland, across the UK, further seas? Or is it to start in bricks and mortar on the high street and then to go on to an online space? You also need to think about how you're going to make money. There's really no point in you trying to say to investors how big this market is. We all hear it. This is a 2 billion market. I'm going to get 2%. It's not that easy. You have to actually show how many units you're going to sell, how much you're going to spend, what your cost base is, what your assumptions are, and they have to be pretty solid. Your assumptions can't be, yeah, I think it's going to grow by 5%, 10%. Investors don't like that. They want to know that you have done all of the hard work to say that in 3 years' time or 5 years' time, you're going to look a certain way and you have to be attractive. You really can't go in and say, you're going to be sitting here for the next 5 years and you're not going to get your money back. So you have to have, this is an odd thing to be saying to you, because on the one hand I'm saying base it in science, make sure you do the figures, do the math, base it on assumptions, get as much as you can from the marketplace about where your customer base is going and where your product's going to go. But also have courage of your own convictions. Believe in what you're trying to do. So make sure that you are ambitious in terms of where you see, and people will come on board with you because you have to have that ambition, you have to have that self-belief. Strategize at speed. It's a dynamic document. It has to have life. You have to constantly reappraising it, and I mean right up until the morning when you're due to present it, and continue that as a business discipline actually all the way through your life. You're nearly there. That was step number 9. We're on to step number 10 next.